when I look at Anthony Weaver saying, what are you going to do? Is that belittling of him? Because I'm not trying to belittle him. I really wonder what is he going to do? Well, it's almost like a demotion.
I mean, I think some people feel like that, but he stated he didn't look at it that way. It is funny because I don't know if Joe has the clip. He said he really did want a head job. Pause. But he loves the fact that he's coming back to Baltimore to do this. And I get it. Like, people are going to say because he's not calling plays, it's a step down. But the thing I go back to, people have said Declan Doyle, they don't expect him to be in Baltimore long if the offense goes the way that a lot of people think, right? Like, that's a good thing to happen. And I think Anthony Weaver looks at it the same way. Like, I've got some talent here. I've got some good players. Yeah. We run this system. We tweak some things. Maybe I bring in some other guys. Maybe now I'm looking at a head coaching job. The Ravens are one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year.
Once again.
With all these holes.
We talk about, I'll question his role, you question his role. This is what Jesse Minter had to say about the working dynamic between he and Anthony Weaver.
Yeah, we certainly had conversations about that. So he understood what the job was going to be, but I also was looking for a leader and somebody that could run that room. I know I'm not going to be able to be in there maybe quite as much as I was as just the defensive coordinator. And so the leadership piece, the knowledge piece, we've ran similar schemes the last couple years where he's been at, where I've been at. He obviously came from here before. So there's so many great qualities of him knowing the surroundings, knowing what it means to be a Raven, knowing how we're trying to kind of rebrand that a little bit and make it a new age way to play like a Raven. And so I'm super confident in Anthony's ability to lead our defense and then us to work very, very close together in the game planning process. And a lot of times, and Declan was in a similar situation last year. And so we've talked about that where it's really like they're able to do a lot of that work and be prepared as if they're even going to call the game, and then knowing that at the end of the day, that's the role I'm going to have on game day.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah. And you can talk all you want. Anthony Weaver, I've lived a lot of different places. Baltimore's special. And I think Anthony Weaver thinks it's special also. So when it comes down to it, this is truly what Anthony Weaver wants.
This job and being with Coach Minter and the staff and these players is hardly a consolation prize. I'd be lying to you to sit here and say that I wasn't disappointed that I didn't get a head job. But ultimately, I just came back to why am I doing this to begin with, right? Selfishly, I'm in it to try to win a Super Bowl, right? To be part of a group that's forever. Right, so just like you had the 25th anniversary of that 2000 team list last year, like I want that. I want to be a part of that. Secondly, like I'm here to serve, right? I'm here to serve players and help them reach whatever God-given potential they have. I don't need to be a head coach to do that. I can certainly do that from this seat, and incredibly proud to be the coordinator here in Baltimore, because I think the defensive coordinator to me in Baltimore, that's like the main defensive coordinator in the National Football League. You're the dude.
Sometimes you are disappointed because you didn't get one.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming up, March 14th. Oh, hey,
sometimes you could get one and be disappointed.
Well, that's even worse.
Like if you're the Raiders coach, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
well, I'm talking about getting a bad job.
I was too. The thing I love what he said there, and you know me, I'm not religious. I'm not religious at all. I say to people all the time, if I can ever be of service to you, let me know. People that I care about, people that, you want to help out, they're doing good things.
That's why I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's why. He's never heard it either. Maybe Ed I haven't said it to him either. No, but again, I think it is something to say. I'm here if you don't be afraid to ask me for anything. But if I say no, then that means I can't do it. I think what Weaver's talking about is, don't look at it as like this huge step down or anything. If he can help these players get to the next level, that's only going to help him get to the next level as well and finally get that opportunity to be a head coach. And I think he says all the right things.
410-583-1057. That's the number. Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan. When you're working, this is what we've asked for years here in Baltimore. Many people. They wanted a head coach who ran one side of the ball. Am I right? Who specialized on one side of the ball. Even though, I find it weird. I find it weird that we said Jesse Minter introduces 3 coordinators. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
3 coordinators.
Yeah.
One of them being what? Special teams. But yet the criticism for Harbaugh is that he never ran the side of the ball. But We're not saying the 2 coordinators. We're saying 3 coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
So he did run a side of the ball. He ran special teams. And I hate defending him, but that's the criticism of him. When you bring in a guy like Jesse Minter, who's so good at running one side of the ball, don't expect your coordinator to do too much because he's going to want to do it his way. This is like, and I'm not saying he's reached this level of greatness yet. That's why when you play for Andy Reid, you're offensive coordinator for Andy Reid, you're not going to have all the responsibilities. Sean Payton, not all the responsibilities. Jesse Minter would love to become that great like those coaches, but essentially it's the same idea.
Yeah. And again, when you go back to, I'm glad you brought up Anthony Levine because, I think that's another part of this, him getting an opportunity and seeing 2 former Ravens be a part of this defense and special teams, I think is kind of a cool thing. I think so many people try to force that with former players. Oh, yeah, just got to bring in. What do people say all the time? We just got to let's bring in some local guys. Let's get this guy back. They say it all the time with baseball and bringing former players back. But this is one where I don't think you forced it. I think he's great at being a defensive coordinator. He's great at special teams. Like I said, I don't think Jesse Minter surrounded himself with yes guys, and that's what I like about what he's done. Whether or not it works out, time will tell. But I like the moves they made.
I like the fact that he is bringing back capable guys who know the Ravens way.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with that. If there were a former Oriole out there who was a budding manager, who was the guy that everybody wanted,
Ryan Flaherty.
Yeah, that guy. and the Orioles hired him. Yes, it's better than hiring someone else. But you don't have that guy out there.
But fans do it all the time, even when it comes to players or coaches. Bring him back here. Bring him back home. So-and-so gets released, and they know that name. Why don't we bring him back here? How about even with the Orioles, our buddy that got traded to the Astros, and everybody's like, hey, are we bringing him back? Arias, yeah. We're going to go get him, right? I can't believe we traded him. That was such a – you're so angry they traded a utility infielder? That's what you were mad about? You know what I mean? Like people fall in love with the things that they know or the names that they know.
Yeah, familiar. But I agree with you. In this case, maybe familiarity were the best options. And Anthony Levine and Anthony Weaver. I'm good with that. I'm with you. I love the hires. I think it fits the Ravens. I think it fits more importantly what Jesse Minter wants to do with the Baltimore Ravens.
We got to get another Tony coach, though. So we have 3 of them.
Tony?
Yeah.
Levine. You said the offensive coordinator wasn't going to be here long. Hey, you ain't going to be here long.
Yeah. You're good. Get out of here.